Welcome back to Over 50 today in Kansas City Chiefs news. We're going to be discussing Frank Clark and his facing 3 years for felony weapons possession charge. Frank Clark is facing 3 years in prison after prosecutors formally charged him with felony possession of an assault weapon on Friday. Now, the deal with this is this is the second of 2 weapons charges that he has. The Pro Bowl defensive end was reportedly arrested last month after police officers, they spotted the Uzi sticking out of a duffel bag in his Lamborghini during a routine traffic stop. Okay, now if you come down here a little bit further, where it says Frank Clark's legal troubles continue, right here, soon after Clark's arrest was reported, the Kansas City Star uncovered that Clark had also been arrested in March, so earlier than last month. Arrested in March on another gun charge. Highway Patrol pulled him over, found a loaded gun and rifle in his car because he did not have a front license plate. Okay. First off, if you're going to be driving and you're going to have weapons in your car, hello, how about make sure that you aren't driving around and giving the police a reason to pull you over. Probably should have prefaced you shouldn't have the weapons in your car to begin with, but I mean, this is not good for Frank Clark. Now, I'm sure he will not get the 3 years of prison time because he'll plead down. They always do. You know, whenever something happens to a high profile player, they always find a way to not serve the full amount of time. And I don't think that'll happen in this case. I think he'll probably be suspended. I suppose the Chiefs could try to void his contract. But with what I've seen on that, voiding a contract, you can do that, but you can only do that if a case has been adjudicated. And this is not to that point yet. I mean, he hasn't been convicted of anything. He's just facing, he's been charged. Okay, so that's where this stands. So I think the Chiefs would have a hard time, voiding the contract. Plus, with what I've been reading on that, when you void a contract, they don't necessarily get the money back. So who knows how many games Frank Clark will be out. I would imagine it would be more than 2. I would say probably 6 if I had to guess, just throwing a number out there. So it got me thinking, what could we do to replace him in that time frame? And 4 people come to mind. Everson Griffin being the first. He in 14 games last year, 6 sacks. He's 33 years old, so he's getting up there in age. I mean, his best football is probably behind him. So he's a possibility, but I really like the idea of bringing Justin Houston back. I don't know how you guys feel about that out there, but I hated to see the Chiefs let him go. But I understand his contract, this was not friendly. So Indianapolis seems like they have no desire to sign him back. And if you look at what he did last year, 16 games, this is from Pro Football Reference, obviously. You can see that up there. 16 games, 8 sacks, 1 forced fumble. That would be welcomed in Kansas City. Frank Clark didn't even do that. Frank Clark didn't have 8 sacks last year. So I say bring Justin Houston back. Some people might want to bring Melvin Ingram back. I don't like this idea because I think Melvin Ingram, I don't know. I hate to say it, he's done at age 32, but in 7 games last year, no sacks. If I remember right, the previous, like in the last 16 games, he has 0 sacks. So that's not what, we got guys that can do that in Kansas City already. And then the last player, and this one's I don't know, it's really hard to say. Olivier Vernon played 14 games last year with Cleveland, 9 sacks, 1 forced fumble. But the problem is he has he tore his Achilles last year. So there's some question about whether he would be ready for the start of the season. And, with Frank Clark facing this, the 3 years in prison on the weapons charge, probably going to be suspended, maybe put on the commissioner's exempt list. Who knows? It'd be interesting to see how Roger Goodell decides to play that. But, he needs somebody who's ready to go at the beginning of the season. I don't know that Olivier Vernon is that guy. So I come back to Justin Houston. I know there's other guys out there, but these were the 4 that made the most sense to me. I say bring Justin Houston back. So I would like to hear what you say. Who would you like to see come back? What do you think of my suggestions for what the Chiefs should do? Drop it in the comments section down below. Please, if you would, subscribe to this video. If you like the video, hit the like button. That would definitely help me get this channel up and running. Please share this video with your friends out there. And until next time, stay safe.